Carlos Correa's signing with the New York Yankees has sent shockwaves through the baseball world, igniting an immediate firestorm of speculation and tension as fans and analysts alike scramble to understand the implications of this blockbuster move. Correa, a player whose name has been synonymous with clutch performances and postseason heroics, now finds himself at the center of one of the sport's most talked about rivalries, facing his former team, the Houston Astros, in a new and electrifying context. The Yankees, known for their relentless pursuit of championship glory, appear determined to capitalize on Correa's versatility, leadership, and undeniable talent at shortstop, and the speculation around how this acquisition might shift the dynamics of the American League is already reaching fever pitch. Rumors swirl in locker rooms and social media alike, with whispers suggesting that Correa's experience against the Astros in previous playoff series may provide the Yankees with a psychological edge. Analysts debate whether his presence could catalyze the team's offensive and defensive strategies, while fans eagerly anticipate the first encounter between these heated adversaries. The narrative writes itself. A superstar returns to challenge his former comrades, and the tension, both on and off the field, promises to redefine expectations for both teams. Observers cannot ignore the personal dimensions of this rivalry, where history, pride, and competitive fire intersect in unpredictable ways, leaving everyone guessing how this story will unfold in the months to come. Inside the Yankees organization, the excitement surrounding Correa's signing is palpable, with insiders suggesting that the front office views this acquisition as a signal to the league that New York is not merely participating but aggressively contending for another championship run. While contractual specifics are confidential, speculation about the financial and strategic implications dominates conversations, fueling debate among pundits about whether this is a long-term investment in youth and skill or a calculated gamble designed to tilt the balance in favor of immediate success. Meanwhile, Astros fans cannot escape the sting of betrayal and rivalry, as Correa's move to the Yankees adds another layer of personal drama to an already intense interleague dynamic. The psychological warfare between teams, subtle as it may be, could manifest in games that test mental fortitude as much as athletic skill. In the clubhouse, teammates and coaches are reportedly adjusting their strategies to accommodate Correa's strengths, while opponents study film to anticipate his impact. The narrative extends beyond mere statistics, as every stolen base, clutch hit, and defensive play carries the weight of history and expectation. In this context, Correa becomes more than a player. He transforms into a symbol of challenge, ambition, and confrontation, forcing both franchises to reckon with their past and future ambitions in a high-stakes showdown that promises to captivate fans across the country and around the globe. Whispers of behind-the-scenes negotiations add fuel to the rumor mill, suggesting that the Yankees' front office had pulled every lever possible to ensure Correa's acquisition. Sources claim there were multiple teams vying for his services, but New York's allure, coupled with the promise of a starring role, proved irresistible. The narrative that emerges is one of strategy, timing, and ambition, where the intersection of talent and opportunity creates a spectacle that fans can only watch with bated breath. Social media chatter reflects a mix of elation and anxiety as supporters of both franchises speculate about the ramifications. Memes, hot takes, and opinion threads flood platforms, blending humor with genuine analysis, demonstrating how the modern sports ecosystem thrives on these high-profile moves. Meanwhile, betting markets have reportedly responded to the news, adjusting odds and forecasts as analysts reassess the Yankees' chances in light of Correa's presence. Conversations in sports bars, online forums, and media outlets converge on a single point. This is more than a signing. It is the beginning of a story that will dominate headlines, challenge loyalties, and provide endless debate for anyone with a vested interest in the drama of professional baseball. The anticipation surrounding his first appearance against the Astros is so intense that it almost feels like a national event, capturing imaginations far beyond the immediate fan bases. The tension between Correa and his former teammates has already become fodder for speculation, as commentators dissect every interaction for signs of lingering resentment or renewed respect. Stories of past playoff encounters, pivotal games, and key moments in Correa's career with Houston circulate as analysts try to predict how history will inform the present. Fans, equally invested, take sides in debates that stretch from subtle statistical analyses to broader narratives about loyalty, ambition, and the mercurial nature of professional sports. Inside the clubhouse, sources hint that CORREA is embracing a leadership role, mentoring younger players while simultaneously asserting himself as a cornerstone of the Yankee strategy. Media coverage thrives on the tension, producing highlight reels and commentary packages that frame each matchup as a continuation of an evolving drama. Even casual observers feel the pull of the rivalry, as the storyline transcends the diamond to touch themes of personal challenge, redemption, and the ever-present quest for glory. This evolving saga, punctuated by high stakes and emotional intensity, has the hallmarks of a narrative designed to capture attention for seasons, not merely weeks. Each pitch, swing, and defensive maneuver is now imbued with a story beyond the statistics, making every encounter between these teams a must-watch spectacle for fans and analysts alike. The broader implications for league standings, playoff positioning, and interleague bragging rights only magnify the tension, ensuring that the saga of Carlos Correa and the Yankees versus Astros rivalry is far from a simple sports headline. Speculation about how Correa will adjust to the intense media scrutiny in New York has become a subject of intense debate, with pundits suggesting that the spotlight will test both his skill and composure. The transition from Houston's system to the Yankees' high-pressure environment involves not just athletic adaptation, but psychological resilience, as every swing and every defensive decision will be dissected endlessly across multiple platforms. Reports indicate that Correa is already participating in team-building exercises, bonding with teammates, and acclimating to the media circus that comes with being a New York superstar. Yet rumors persist that the Astros may have inadvertently motivated him for performances of historic intensity. Fan forums speculate wildly about whether this rivalry will inspire legendary moments reminiscent of past playoff series or create tension that undermines team cohesion. Sports psychologists, analysts, and former players weigh in on the potential outcomes, offering insight into the subtle dynamics of competition, loyalty, and personal ambition. The complexity of a narrative extends beyond mere performance metrics, encompassing human emotion, public perception, and the unpredictable consequences of high-profile transitions. As the season approaches, every detail, from pre-game behind the scenes, insiders hint at strategic adjustments being made within the Yankees organization to fully leverage Correa's capabilities, from batting order considerations to defensive positioning and leadership responsibilities. These subtle shifts, though largely invisible to casual observers, indicate a calculated approach designed to maximize the impact of a player whose skill set and experience are unmatched in recent acquisitions. The Astros, meanwhile, are reportedly revising their scouting and pitching strategies, anticipating not only Correa's technical prowess, but also his intimate knowledge of their tendencies and habits from years of shared competition. The psychological duel is as significant as the physical one, with managers, coaches, and players all navigating a web of competitive tension intensified by personal history and professional stakes. Social media speculation runs rampant, with fans dissecting every throw, swing, and press conference for clues about motivation, strategy, and potential outcomes. Analysts argue over whether Correa's presence might catalyze a new era for the Yankees or whether the Astros' defensive adjustments could neutralize his influence. This chess-like interplay elevates each encounter to a theater of mind games, skill execution, and narrative drama. As debates rage on forums, sports shows, and news cycles, it becomes evident that the signing is more than a roster move. It is a narrative engine capable of shaping perceptions, influencing careers, and redefining one of the most talked-about rivalries in contemporary baseball history. Fans are already projecting scenarios, imagining how matchups between Correa and his former Astros teammates will unfold in tense, high-stakes games where every base, strike, and run carries symbolic weight. These projections range from exhilarating come-from-behind victories to nail-biting extra-inning showdowns, each imbued with a layer of personal and professional narrative that transcends mere competition. The digital sphere amplifies these scenarios, with highlight reels, simulations, and commentary threads spreading across platforms, fueling anticipation and debate. Analysts dissect statistical probabilities, team synergy, and psychological dynamics, while social media users inject humor, speculation, and opinion into the evolving conversation. Inside the stadiums, the atmosphere is expected to reflect the intensity of these narratives, with fans actively engaging in chants, signs, and rituals designed to energize their team and intimidate the opposition. Sports media frames each encounter as more than a game, positioning it as a chapter in a saga where loyalty, ambition, and historical context intersect. Even minor plays gain heightened significance, contributing to a larger storyline that captivates audiences far beyond local fan bases. The combination of athletic excellence, strategic foresight, and emotional resonance ensures that every matchup carries stakes that extend well beyond the immediate scoreboard, reinforcing the idea that CORREA's arrival in New York has reshaped the landscape of rivalry and expectation in Major League Baseball. Rumors surrounding locker room dynamics hint at subtle tensions and adjustments as teammates acclimate to CORREA's presence, balancing respect for his experience with a natural desire for individual opportunity and recognition. These interpersonal dynamics, while largely invisible to fans, influence everything from batting rotations to defensive responsibilities and leadership hierarchies, highlighting the human dimension of team sports. Analysts suggest that the successful integration of a star like CORREA depends not only on his performance, but also on the cohesion, morale, and strategic alignment of the team as a whole. Reports indicate that managers are carefully navigating these waters, employing psychological insight, communication, and tactical adjustments to ensure optimal results. Meanwhile, the media narrative amplifies every gesture, comment, and interaction, creating a feedback loop where rumor, speculation, and performance intersect. Fans, pundits, and social media users contribute to this ecosystem, interpreting subtle signals as evidence of broader trends or hidden drama. The combination of skill, personality, and narrative tension ensures that every game becomes a multifaceted event, where athletic execution is inseparable from storylines of ambition, rivalry, and personal legacy. As CORREA settles into his new environment, the ongoing interplay between expectation, adaptation, and competitive intensity promises to keep audiences captivated, ensuring that the saga of his Yankees tenure unfolds as both a sports spectacle and a narrative phenomenon that transcends the diamond. As the Yankees prepare for the upcoming season, speculation continues to intensify regarding how Carlos Correa's presence will influence both the team's internal dynamics and the broader league narrative, particularly in the context of their looming matchups with the Astros. Analysts and insiders suggest that the strategic deployment of CORREA could redefine the Yankees' approach to critical innings, pinch-hitting scenarios, and defensive alignment, while simultaneously applying psychological pressure on Houston's pitching staff, who remain acutely aware of CORREA's intimate knowledge of their tendencies. Rumors circulate about the potential for high-stakes showdowns in interleague games, where every at-bat and defensive maneuver could become a microcosm of the ongoing rivalry, blurring the line between statistical analysis and narrative drama. Social media chatter reflects a combination of excitement, anxiety, and nostalgia as fans debate whether CORREA will replicate his previous postseason heroics or encounter challenges adjusting to the heightened scrutiny and intensity of the New York environment. Meanwhile, Astros supporters cling to memories of CORREA's tenure in Houston, both to celebrate his contributions and to anticipate the potential sting of facing him as an adversary. Within the Yankees clubhouse, reports suggest that the veteran shortstop is embracing a dual role, providing mentorship to younger players while asserting his influence in clutch moments, ensuring that his impact resonates both on the field and within the team culture. Analysts emphasize that these narratives are not merely fan speculation, but carry real implications for strategic planning, media coverage, and league-wide perception, positioning CORREA as a pivotal figure in the unfolding drama between two of baseball's most storied franchises. Whispers surrounding the first Yankees-Astros encounter of the season are already dominating sports media discourse, with speculation ranging from anticipated walk-off scenarios to tense defensive standoffs that could mirror past playoff illogical undertones that accompany CORREA's return to Houston's lineup. Inside sources hint that both clubs are meticulously analyzing past encounters, highlighting specific plays, tendencies, and decisions that may inform the upcoming face-offs, ensuring that every possible advantage is leveraged. Fans on digital platforms immerse themselves in predictive simulations, highlight reels, and heated debates, effectively transforming each rumored matchup into a narrative event long before the first pitch is thrown. These scenarios blend the analytical with the dramatic, underscoring the modern convergence of sport, media, and fan engagement, where rumors and speculation amplify real-world stakes. Sports PS. Inside the Yankees clubhouse, sources hint at subtle shifts in player dynamics and hierarchy as teammates navigate the introduction of a high-profile talent whose presence inevitably reshapes expectations and responsibilities. CORREA's influence reportedly extends beyond measurable contributions on the field, encompassing mentorship, morale building, and strategic insight, creating a multi-layered impact that blends athletic performance with leadership and narrative weight. Analysts speculate on how these dynamics might manifest in late-season scenarios, postseason matchups, or even day-to-day practice sessions, emphasizing the complex interplay between skill, personality, and public perception. Meanwhile, Astros strategists reportedly focus on mitigating both the tangible and intangible effects of CORREA's move, recognizing that his intimate knowledge of former teammates, organizational tendencies, and historical playoff encounters introduces a unique psychological element to every game. Fans contribute to the ecosystem of speculation by dissecting press conferences, interviews, and social media interactions for clues about team dynamics, strategy adjustments, and potential flashpoints of tension. The result is a layered narrative in which performance, history, and rumor converge, reinforcing the sense that every interaction on the diamond carries meaning beyond immediate outcomes. This convergence ensures that the Yankees-Astros rivalry remains a compelling storyline for the season, fueled not only by athletic skill, but also by narrative construction, psychological strategy, and the intricate web of relationships, expectations, and ambitions that surround Carlos Correa's high-profile transition from Houston to New York. The broader implications of Correa's signing extend into league-wide perceptions, as analysts debate whether this move signals a shifting power balance within the American League, potentially influencing playoff trajectories, interleague competition, and future roster strategies. Rumors abound regarding how rival teams might respond, with whispers suggesting that pitching rotations, scouting reports, and player acquisitions could be tailored to counter the Yankees' newfound advantage. Media outlets amplify these discussions, blending statistical analysis, narrative framing, and rumor-driven speculation into a continuous stream of commentary that reinforces public fascination with the unfolding saga. Fans participate actively in these conversations, projecting potential outcomes, imagining high-stakes encounters, and celebrating or lamenting imagined scenarios that hinge on Correa's influence. Even minor details, such as defensive shifts or batting order adjustments, take on heightened significance in the context of this multifaceted narrative, reflecting the convergence of athletic performance, strategic insight, and cultural storytelling. Analysts emphasize that the psychological dimension of Correa's impact is as crucial as his technical contributions, highlighting the subtle interplay between memory, motivation, and competitive instinct in shaping game outcomes. This ongoing discourse ensures that every matchup, headline, and rumor becomes part of a broader narrative ecosystem, reinforcing Correa's role as both a catalyst and symbol in the evolving rivalry between the Yankees and Astros. The combination of anticipation, speculation, and high-stakes performance creates a unique spectacle, where professional baseball merges seamlessly with the art of storytelling, audience engagement, and rumor-driven intrigue, securing the season's narrative momentum long before the final out is recorded. Media narratives increasingly portray CORREA's arrival as a pivotal moment, transforming the Yankees-Astros rivalry into a storyline rich with tension, drama, and emotional resonance. Every pre-game comment, press conference exchange, and in-game performance becomes material for analysis, speculation, and rumor dissemination, amplifying the sense that each encounter carries significance far beyond the immediate scoreboard. Insider reports suggest that the Yankees management intentionally positions CORREA as both a leader and a narrative focal point, leveraging his history, skill set, and public profile to influence both fan perception and competitive outcomes. Social media chatter magnifies these dynamics, generating cycles of anticipation, debate, and speculation that extend into commentary programs, fan podcasts, and online forums. Analysts consider the psychological component critical, noting that CORREA's familiarity with Astros strategies and individual players may introduce subtle advantages in game preparation, situational hitting, and defensive coordination. Fans, in turn, respond by projecting hypothetical scenarios that range from historic playoff moments to dramatic, season-defining plays, blending the factual and the speculative into a dynamic storytelling ecosystem. The combination of performance, narrative tension, and rumor ensures that every Yankees-Astros matchup carries layers of significance, reinforcing the perception that the rivalry, amplified by CORREA's move, has evolved into one of the most compelling storylines in modern Major League Baseball, capturing attention and discussion at local, national, and international levels throughout the season. Speculation surrounding CORREA's influence on the Yankees clubhouse culture emphasizes his role not just as a performer, but as a mentor, strategist, and symbol of ambition, blending personal history with organizational goals in ways that intrigue fans and analysts alike. Reports suggest that his presence alters leadership dynamics, inspires younger teammates, and informs tactical decision-making, reinforcing the idea that every swing, throw, and strategic choice carries both practical and narrative weight. Meanwhile, Astros analysts study the implications of facing a former teammate who possesses intimate knowledge of their tendencies, strengths, and weaknesses. Social media amplifies these considerations, blending rumor, speculation, and analysis into a dynamic feedback loop that shapes public perception and heightens anticipation for each matchup. Fans eagerly monitor developments, projecting outcomes for high-stakes games against the Astros and beyond, while sports commentators dissect every nuance, gesture, and strategic adjustment. Observers note that the psychological dimension, ranging from motivation to rivalry-induced tension, is as significant as measurable performance, influencing everything from defensive positioning to batting approach. The interplay of these factors ensures that every game involving CORREA becomes a narrative event, rich in drama, competition, and speculative intrigue, capturing attention far beyond traditional fan bases. Ultimately, the Yankees-Astros rivalry, magnified by CORREA's signing, exemplifies the intersection of talent, storytelling, and rumor in modern sports, reinforcing the notion that baseball remains as much a cultural spectacle as a competitive endeavor, with narrative stakes as compelling as the statistical ones, promising a season of unforgettable tension, speculation, and high drama. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.